Human College, Brew Funeral Home, RIT, Cayuga Onondaga Boces, Costa's Bar and Grill, the Aversa Agency, and Tompkins Trust. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Auburn Maroons Baseball. And I'm Steve Penstone coming to you live from Leo Pinckney Field at Falcon Park. And it is the season home opener for the Auburn Maroons. And they will try and improve their record to 2-0 as they take on the Spartans of East Syracuse Manoa. And the Maroons with a 6-4 victory at ESM on Monday night. And a good road win to open the season for Coach John Terzic and his squad. And they got some good pitching and some timely hitting. We'll hear from the coach coming up in just a little bit. And I'm going to admit right off the hop that I think I said on the Finger Lakes Morning News that this is the first baseball game that I have called since I believe 1998 or 1999 when I was living and working in Colorado Springs and did a Mesa College Division III baseball game. And it's been that long, so it'll be a little different than doing hockey, baseball, football, or hockey, football, and soccer, lacrosse, basketball. But as an old ball player, at least I know the game, so we'll get through it tonight. And with that, we're going to take our first time out and come back and chat with Coach John Terzic about the opening night game at ESM 2 nights ago, and a look at tonight's action as they take on the Spartans in the home opener here at Falcon Park. And we'll be back with the coach after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Auburn Maroons Baseball on WAUB and FingerLakesDailyNews.com. With you, home opener and a beautiful night for baseball.
Thanks for having me on. We're definitely excited to be back home. It's been 2 years now since we've been here, and there's no better ballpark in New York and the country for that. So we're happy to be home, playing a home ball game, and can't wait to get playing tonight.
And as the ESM coach says, if it wasn't here, they wouldn't be playing because the turf obviously is the big difference.
Yeah, the turf is huge. The city of Auburn and the college giving us an opportunity to play our games here at home is a big benefit to us, and we appreciate it. And we're lucky to have this ballpark to play at.
You opened on the road with a win at ESM. Take us through what you saw from the team.
Yeah, that was the first game out. you know, a little excited, a little nervous at the same time. But the boys came to play Monday night. You know, they showed up. We got off to a good start. I think we scored 2 in the first inning and never looked back. Later in the game, we were up 6-0, held on late, but we had excellent pitching. Ryan Burchard came out and threw a good game. He had a no-hitter going into the 5th inning, I think with 11 Ks. So
Okay, looks like I'm back. Let me know, Matt, if I'm back or not. 1, 2. Okay, let's count it down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to Falcon Park. Steve Penstone with you. Sorry for the loss of our Wi-Fi signal there. Hopefully we got it back for the rest of the night as two teams have finished their infields and the managers heading out to meet with the umpires. And it is the Auburn Maroons taking on the East Syracuse Manoa Spartans. The Maroons won on the road 6-4 at ESM on Monday night. And here is the starting lineup for the Spartans. Leading off and playing center field is senior James Ferns Jr. Batting second, the second baseman, sophomore Dan Gilkey. Shortstop Spencer Carnival, the senior, is batting third. And he pitched 2.2 innings on Monday night. Gave up 5 runs on 8 hits, but he struck out 5 and walked 3. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 20, Bradley Harrington, another senior for the Spartans. In the 5th slot, the DH tonight is Nathan Polano, and also a senior for the Spartans. First baseman Jacob White, senior for the Spartans, will play first base. He was 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI in Monday's loss. Kevin Stewart, sophomore, is at third base, and he will bat 7th. In left field is number 8, senior Nicholas Rosie Amelia. He was 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs on Monday night. And batting 9th is the right fielder, Jordan Sanson, the senior. And pitching tonight is Dylan Clark for the Spartans. Clark is a junior. And for your Auburn Maroons, leading off, the center fielder, Ryan Stewart, senior, was 2 for 4 with a single, double, and a run scored. And he pitched 2.2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, struck out 4, and walked 2. Kevin Dolan is the shortstop. He'll bat second. Dolan, the junior, 1 for 2 with 2 walks on Monday night. Batting third and playing first base is Jason Irwin, freshman for the Maroons. Ryan Burchard, the second baseman, will bat cleanup tonight for Auburn as the Maroons take the field, and we'll try and get the rest of the lineup in. Pitching tonight is William Coleman, and Coleman, the senior, he was 1 for 2 with an RBI and a walk Monday. Jake Hansen will play, or be the designated hitter, rather, for right fielder Lucas West. Batting in the 7th spot, the catcher, Alec McQueenie. Alec was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run scored, the junior, on Monday night. Zach Mock is at third base, and the senior went 1 for 3 on Monday night. And batting 9th and playing left field is Cooper Polkovich, and the sophomore went 0 for 2 on Monday night.
As the Auburn Maroons take on the Spartans of East Syracuse, Manila. On the mound for the Maroons, number 1, Will Coleman. Leading off in the top of the first for the Spartans, the center fielder, number 7, Jimmy Ferns.
All right, Jimmy Ferns up the bat facing Will Coleman. Ferns bats out of the left side. And we are set to play. Coleman's first pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Joe Simmons behind the plate umpiring tonight. Gary Rowe on the bases. And the home season underway for the Maroons. Same spot, strike two call. Burns shaking his head. I think he thought both of those were outside, but they were right on the edge of the plate. Wind up and the pitch, and a foul ball lashed down the right field line. Coleman, tall right-hander. Game time temperature, by the way, 54 degrees, at least no wind. And a pitch high and outside. 1-2. 78-mile-an-hour fastball. And a changeup, strike three, swinging. And Ferns goes down. And that'll bring Daniel Gilkey to the plate.
Baseman, number 1, Daniel Gilkey.
Second baseman steps in. Old school. Hey, I like the CSM team. They've got the stirrups. Brings back memories. A lot of the Maroons do too, by the looks of it. And there is a pop foul down the left field line. And it's great to see fans in the seats here tonight at the ballpark. It's too bad the weather's not a little more conducive for baseball, but it's not raining, so we'll take that. And a foul tip, 0-2 on Gilkey. Coleman with some good movement on the fastball, down and away. Winds and delivers. Strike three on a swing. So two swinging strikeouts for Coleman. And that'll bring up Spencer Carnival.
The shortstop, number 3, Spencer Carnival.
Coleman gets the sign. Slow wind up and another swinging strike as Carnival chased a bit of a slider. And a swing and a miss for strike two. Check swing, and they'll check first base, and a no swing call. 1-2 the count. Coleman trying to tempt Carnival with a pitch on the outside corner that broke all of a sudden, and Carnival was able to hold the swing. 1-2, here comes the offering, and that's outside. Evens the count up at 2-2. Check swing foul. So Carnival stays alive. Coleman set. And here comes the pitch, and it's low in the dirt. Full count on Carnival. And ball four. So Carnival trots down to first base runner, and that brings up the catcher, Brad Harrington. bat out of the left side. 1 on, 2 out. Top of the first, no score. And Coleman goes to work out of the stretch. Foul ball up into the netting. Carnival has his lead at first and a pickoff attempt. Not in time. Jason Irwin, the lanky freshman over at first. And there's a ball hit right to Irwin. Easy room service hop. He'll step on the bag. And a good first inning for the Maroons.
No errors, 1 left on base. At the end of the half inning.
No runs, no hits, no errors. And Carnival stranded. And we'll take a break. Auburn Maroons coming to bat after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Auburn Maroons Baseball on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. Yeah, let's do 1 minute here, Matt. We may stretch it out. And the Maroons coming up to bat. It'll be center fielder Ryan Stewart leading off.
Number 11, Dylan Clark. Leading off the bottom of the first for the Maroons, center fielder, number 11, Ryan
Dylan Clark,
Stewart.
the left-hander on the mound for the Spartans. Another tall pitcher. And Stewart will step into the right side batter's box, and the first pitch to him, low for a ball. Stewart 2 for 4 on Monday night, single, double, and a run scored, and he fouls one back to the screen. Evens the count up at 1-1. .73 miles an hour on the radar gun on the pitch. Clark deals, and it's up the middle. Nice play at second base. And a toss to first. Gilkey with the stab going to his right.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 21, Kevin Dolan.
Kevin Dolan in batting second. 1 for 2 on Monday with a pair of walks. Left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher. Yeah, that one behind Dolan. He had to dance out of the way of that one that got away from Dylan Clark. Second pitch right down the middle, called strike. And that evens the count at 1-1. Took a little something off that, just 45 miles an hour. And high and wide. 2-1 on Dolan. Again outside, and that makes the count 3-1. Dolan takes a look down to the left third base coaching box. Gets the sign, and way outside. And Dolan draws the base on balls, and the first base runner for the Maroons tonight.
Now batting for the Maroons.
That brings up Jason Irwin,
Number 27.
first baseman.
Irwin.
Freshman went 0 for 4 Monday night. He'll bat from the right side. And Clark trying to find the strike zone as he misses outside. Second strike, or second pitch rather, catches the corner for a called strike. And a curveball on the inside corner, nice pitch. And it's 1-2. One out, Dolan dancing off first base. And he's on the way to second, swing and a miss. And that one gets by out into left field. But Dolan with the stolen base. And Irwin with the strikeout. So 2 out. And a runner on second.
Second baseman, number 20, Ryan
And second
Berger.
baseman Ryan Burchard steps to the plate for the Maroons, trying to bring the first run home. Ball one outside. And high and tight, making it 2-0 on Burchard. He went 4.1 innings on Monday night, gave up 2 runs, struck out 11, and walked just 3. And he fouls one straight back. 2-1. Dolan at second base. Clark out of the stretch. And ball 3. And there's a ground ball to second. And an easy out to end the first inning.
No runs,
So the
no
Maroons
hits, no errors,
send 4 to the
one
plate,
run
no
on the
runs.
base. After 1 inning of play,
No hits.
we're tied 0-0.
And no errors, and after 1, it is no score between Auburn and East Syracuse Manoa. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back to the second inning here at Falcon Park. You're listening to Auburn Maroons Baseball on WAUB and FingerLakesDailyNews.com. Designated hitter Nate Polano leading off the second for ESM, fouled off the first pitch for a strike. And Coleman with a changeup. And Polano went fishing on that one, 0-2. 39-mile-an-hour changeup. That was nasty. And he comes back with a curveball, and that was fouled off by Polano. Polano 0 for 1 against the Maroons on Monday night at East Syracuse Manoa. Coleman set. Here comes the 0-2 and fouled down the third base line. Coleman gets the sign and catches the outside corner for a called third strike.
Now batting for the Spartans.
Third strikeout
Number 16.
for
Jacob
William
White.
Coleman. And first baseman Jacob White up for the Spartans. White 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI on Monday night. Left-handed hitter. Coleman with a fastball and going to go down to first base and a called strike. (0-1) on White. And a sharp ground ball to second base. Easy toss to first, and there is the second out.
Now batting the third baseman.
Third baseman.
Number 9,
Kevin Stewart for the Spartans. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored in Monday's loss, and he'll head down and have a chat with head coach John Harrington in the third base coaching box. Coleman looks in, gets the sign. Working out of the windup. And a foul ball over top of the stands and out of play. Coleman low and away. And that evens the count up at 1-1. Stewart looking as the pitch comes in, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Coleman painting the outside corner, and Stewart couldn't catch up with it. Low in the dirt, and that evens the count at 2-2. Stewart waggles the bat. Coleman wheels and deals and catches the outside corner. Called third strike. Fourth strikeout of the night for William Coleman, and he retires the side in order. And after 1.5, it is ESM no score, Auburn no score. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. This is Auburn Maroons Baseball on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. At Falcon Park after 2, it is Auburn 1 and ESM no score with the Spartans coming to bat. A reminder, we'll have girls lacrosse action for you tomorrow night right here on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. I'll be back at Holland Stadium for the girls game against the ESM Spartans. Boys last night losing a tough 16-6 decision against Jamesville DeWitt. They were in it against the Red Rams in the first half, but JD dialed it up in the second half and showed that why they are one of the powerhouse programs in boys lacrosse in Section 3. So the Maroons will head to, the boys will head to ESM while we'll have the girls action. Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, we'll have boys action from the stadium as Auburn will host West Hill.
Leading off the top of the third for the Spartans, the left fielder, number 8, Nick Rosamilia.
Rosamilia leading things off. Went 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs on Monday night, and he'll step in against William Coleman, who has struck out 4 and allowed a base on balls. First pitch fouled straight back. Rosamilia bats from the left side. Coleman winds and deals. And off the fist to the third baseman, Zach Mock. And there's one away.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 12,
Jordan Sanson to the plate, right fielder. 0 for 1 in his only appearance on the Monday night. He'll bat from the left side. McQueen sets up on the far corner, and Coleman misses high and wide. Lights on here at the ballpark as clouds continue, and there's a ground ball. And covering first is Coleman. Irwin with the easy pickup. And there are 2 away. Top of the order.
The center fielder, number 7, Jimmy Ferns.
Center fielder Jimmy Ferns. Struck out swinging in his first at bat to open the game.
Let's go, Jim! Let's go, Jimmy!
Here comes the pitch, and ball inside. Home plate umpire Joe Simmons took a good look at that one before making the call. Blowing away for ball 2. Nobody on, 2 out here in the top of the third. Auburn up 1-0. And Coleman wheels and fires, and that's high and up. Called strike. So it's 2-1. Coleman with the run scored, reached on a 4-pitch walk and fouled back by Ferns, and that evens the count up at 2-2. Coleman, as I said, threw a 4-pitch walk, stole second base, and then was brought home on the single by McQueenie. And that is the lone run so far through 2 2/3 innings. And a pitch low in the dirt. And it's 3-2. 2 out. You're in the top of the third. Coleman looks in, gets the sign from McQueenie. Very slow, deliberate windup, and here comes the pitch. And low and away. He thought he had it, but Ferns draws the base on balls.
The second baseman, number 1, Daniel Gilkey.
Second walk given up by Coleman. And Daniel Gilkey steps to the plate. He struck out swinging as well in the first. Coleman peers in and gets the sign, working out of the stretch. And a bunt fielded by Coleman on one hop, and the throw gets away from Irwin at first base, so that's going to be an error, and Ferns advances to second.
Shortstop, number 3, Spencer Carnival.
Shortstop Spencer Carnival up. He walked in the first inning. 2 on, 2 out, top of the third. First runner in scoring position for the Spartans on the error by Coleman. And a called strike on Carnival. Coleman easily fielded the bunt by Gilkey, and the low throw skipped past Irwin. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Coleman peers in, has a look back at first base. Checks the runner at second. Here comes the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Check swing strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Coleman. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base for the Spartans in the top of the third. And going to the bottom of the third inning, it is Auburn 1, ESM no score. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Be back to Auburn Maroons baseball on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. Five strikeouts for William Coleman through 3 innings. Ryan Burchard struck out 11 in the Maroons win at ESM on Monday night. And we go to the bottom of the third. Kevin Dolan, the shortstop, coming up. And an inside pitch from Dylan Clark, who is working out of the stretch with nobody on. He's had trouble finding the strike zone through the first few innings. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch on the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1. And there's a line shot in the right field. And Dolan's on base for the second time tonight.
First baseman, number 27, Jason Irwin.
Jason Irwin. Irwin struck out in the first inning. Tall freshman steps into the right side box as Clark fires over to first. Dolan back easily. Here comes the pitch and a swing and a miss, foul tip. Great thing about having the turf field here at Falcon Park after a day of rain is that when you dive back into first base or any of the other bases, you don't get your uniform dirty. There's a hanging curveball that stayed up, and it is a 1-1 on Irwin. Clark looks in, checks the runner, and now fires over to first, and that gets away, but Dolan unable to advance. He stole a base in that first inning after drawing a walk. 2 stolen bases for the Maroons. Coleman also stole in the second and came around to score on the single by McQueenie. And a pop foul down the right field side. One and two on Irwin. Just a freshman, and he is a big kid. He gets in the weight room, he could do some damage the rest of his high school career. And he'll lash one down the left field line, and that's going to drop in for a single. Good opposite field hit by the freshman. And Dolan advances to second. And Ryan Burchard heads to the plate.
Number 20.
2 on, none out
Burchard.
here in the bottom of the third. Burchard grounded out to second in his first at bat. Chance to add to the Maroons' lead with a runner in scoring position. And he'll lash one into the gap and left. And that's going to head it, make almost to the wall run. One run is in the score, and Burchard into second with a double. Irwin all the way around the third, and the Maroons lead it by a score of 2-1. Burchard drilled that one in the gap in the right center field. And still none out. And that'll bring a trip to the mound to talk to Dylan Clark. Pitcher William Coleman will step in for the Maroons.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 1.
The runners on second and third.
Coleman.
On the 2-base hit by Burchard. And let's see if Coleman can add to the lead. He'll look at a low ball in the dirt on the first pitch from Clark. Pitch on its way, and a swing and a miss. That one was well outside, but Coleman went after it, trying to go to right field. 1-1. None out here in the bottom of the third. The Maroons with one in, the lead 2-0, and Coleman looks at a called strike. Down around the knees. 1-2. Coleman with the open stance in the left side box, and a swing and a foul ball as Clark came inside on his mound opponent. Well, the sun's breaking out and shadows over the home plate here at Falcon Park. Turning into a pretty nice night for a ball game. Low and away, evens the count up at 2-2. 2 on, none out. Coleman at the plate. Here comes the pitch. And that's inside and a full count. Coleman led off the second with a 4-pitch walk. And he'll lash one down the left field line. 1 run in, and they're going to hold. They hold Burchard at third.
The designated hitter, number 23.
And it is 3-0 for the Maroons on a single to left by pitcher William Coleman. And that brings up the DH, Jake Hansen. Runners on the corners with none out here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 runs in for the Maroons. And a pitch high and wide. Clark continues to struggle with his location. He's been working out of the stretch this entire inning. Looks over at first. And there's a low pitch on the outside corner. 2-0 to Hansen. And another base hit through the left side. And Burchard will trot home with the 3rd run of the inning. The Maroons lead it 4-0.
The catcher, number 3,
Alec McQueenie steps to the plate. He drove in Coleman in the 2nd inning for the opening run. And he's got runners on 1st and 2nd with none out here in the 3rd. And a chopper to the shortstop. Goes to first, and the ball's dropped. And the error is going to go on the first baseman as Jacob White just dropped it.
Now batting, the 3rd baseman.
So McQueenie reaches on the error, and that loads the bases. And Zach Mock is up, 3rd baseman for the Maroons. Looks at a called strike. Mock singled in the 2nd inning. And he'll lash one to the right side, and that'll get through for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the 2nd. And the Maroons put 2 more on the board, and Mock hustles all the way over to 2nd base. A little awkward slide. And Mock with the 2 RBIs. And still none out.
The left fielder, number 32, Cooper Popovich.
McQueenie at 3rd. Mock at 2nd. His 2nd hit of the night. And a ball called on Cooper Polkovich. 6-0 Maroons, 5 runs, and still none out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Two and 0 the count. And Polkovich looks at ball 3. Clark misses inside. And Polkovich draws the walk, and that's going to load up the bases.
The center fielder, number 11.
Looks like it may be all for pitcher Dylan Clark. And he'll land the ball to Coach John Harrington. And with the pitching change, we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. The Maroons none out here in the bottom of the third inning. And they lead by a score of 5-0. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back to Auburn Maroons baseball opening night at Falcon Park on 1590 AM, 98.1 FM WAUB, and online at FingerLakesDailyNews.com.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Spartans, number 16, Jacob White.
Jacob White on the pitch for AECSD Manoa.
Taking over defensively at first base, number 15, Carter Stewart.
Carter Stewart will go to first base. And he will figure out where we're going to place him in the batting order. And there's another base hit. This one by Stewart as the Maroons have batted around here in the third inning. And another run crosses the plate as Mock in to score.
The shortstop, number 21, Kevin Dolan.
Kevin Dolan up for the second time in this inning. Called strike on her, or a swinging strike, pardon me. Don't be looking at your scorecard when you're trying to call ball pitches. 8-0, 7 runs for the Maroons here in this third inning as they've batted around. And a strike on the outside corner makes it 0-2. White coming in from first base to take over for Clark. Still with none out. And high and wide to make it 1-2. 10th batter of the inning for the Maroons. 8 hits on the night. Outside, ball 2, 2-2 the count. Irwin struck out in the first, singled to left in the third, and here he is up again in the third inning. And he'll lash a foul ball off the screen. Count stays at 2-2, none out. Here in the bottom of the third. And West tries to curve one in. That stays up, and it's a full count to Irwin. Pitch on its way, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Irwin in his second at bat of the inning registers the first out for the Maroons.
First baseman, number 27, Jason Irwin.
Jason Irwin steps to the plate. Pardon me, that was Dolan, not to Irwin. Irwin is now the batter, so Dolan was the 9th batter of the inning. And Irwin looks at a ball. Two on, one out. Runners at first and second for the Maroons. Here comes the pitch from West and just misses outside. And that makes it 2-0. West checks the runner at second. 2 or 3 times, and now here comes the pitch and Lash to first. He'll try for 2, gets the out. No, now the out made at second. The ball dropped on the transfer. So a fielder's choice. And Polkovich out at second.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 20, Ryan Burchard.
Check that. That was Polkovich. Mock is at third. And there is a called strike on Ryan Burchard. Burchard lines 1-2 right field, and that retires the side, but the Maroons
Score 7 runs.
send 11 to the plate.
They now lead the Spartans
7 runs.
Score of 8-0.
And after 3, it is Auburn 8, ESM no score. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back to more Maroons baseball from Falcon Park on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. Auburn Maroons baseball brought to you by Mark's Pizzeria, and all of those runs scored in the bottom of the 3rd inning brought to you by Mark's. They treat you like family at Mark's. By Damon College, a world of opportunity. More than 65 majors available. Learn more at Damon. That's DAEMEN.edu. By the Brew Funeral Home, online at brewfuneralhome.com, and RIT, onto something, always onto something extraordinary. Visit RIT.com. So the Maroons send 11 men to the plate in that 3rd inning. 7 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and they left 2 on base, and they lead it 8-0 as we go to the top of the 4th. And leading off is the catcher, Brad Harrington. William Coleman still on the mound. Yeah, foul ball off the bat of Harrington. Five strikeouts for Coleman. And there's one that gets away from him, low and outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Harrington grounded out to first to end the 1st inning for the Spartans. And he'll chop one to Zach Mock at 3rd. Mock with the toss over to Irwin, and Harrington will head to the bench.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 2, Nate Polano.
DH Nate Polano steps to the plate. He struck out at the top to lead off the second. Coleman from the windup, and there's a ball hit to second. Easy play for Ryan Burchard, and 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 16, Jacob White.
Pitcher Jacob White heads to the plate with 2 out. And he'll foul off the first pitch. Coleman winds and fires. And right down the middle. Strike 2 call on White. 0-2 with 2 out. Pitch on its way, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. And another strikeout for Coleman, and a nice tidy 6-pitch inning. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for the Spartans. And after 3.5, it is Auburn 8 and ESM no score. We'll step aside for a minute, be back with the bottom of the 4th from Falcon Park on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. Auburn Maroons Baseball brought to you by Cayuga Onondaga BOCES with 18 career and technical education programs to choose from. Get information online at cayboces.org. By Costa's Bar and Grill, your home away from the Dome. By the Aversa Agency, where you want to be when you need an insurance policy. And by Tompkins Trust, making our community better. Steve Penstone at Falcon Park. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Number 1.
With the Maroons on top by a score of 8-0 after sending 10 men to the plate in the 3rd. And here is pitcher Will Coleman. And he'll swing at the first pitch outside. Coleman walked in the top of the 2nd, leading off the top of the 2nd, stole 2nd and came around to score the game's first run on the single by catcher Alec McQueenie. 1-1 the count, and an inside pitch, 2-1 on Coleman. Six strikeouts for Coleman. And he'll pop one into right field. Tracking it back and pulling it in is Sanson for the first out of this 4th inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 23, Jake Hansen.
Jake Hansen to the plate. Popped out to second. in the second inning and singled and scored in the third and swings at a first pitch strike. Yeah, White didn't like that call as that one was a bit high on the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1. That one's way outside, 2-1 the count on Hansen. White out of the stretch, and he misses inside, and the count's 3-1. And that one misses as well, so a base on balls for Hansen.
Now batting.
And that'll bring up Alec McQueenie, the catcher.
Alec McQueenie.
McQueenie looks down to third and gets the sign from Coach John Terzic. And White misses high, and it's 1-0 on McQueenie. Hansen at first. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. And another high pitch by West. 2-0 the count. And West misses outside, and it's 3-0. So West struggling to find the plate, as did Dylan Clark in his 3+ innings, or 3 innings of work. And that's ball 4 straight balls. And there's 2 on for the Maroons with 1 out here in the top of the bottom of the fourth.
Number 7, Zach Mock.
Second walk of the inning by West, and Zach Mock in for the Maroons. West misses inside. Mock had to dance out of the way of that pitch. Mock looks back at second, or rather West, and he misses high and outside. Pardon me, I've been saying West, it's White. My mistake. Any ESM fans listening in? And it's ball 3. So senior Jake White, left-hander, struggling to find the strike zone. And Mock looks at ball 4, second straight 4-ball base on balls, and that loads up the sacks for the Maroons with just 1 out, and Cooper Polkovich coming to bat. White will get a visit. Gives me a chance to remind you, tomorrow night we'll have girls lacrosse action from Holland Stadium, 7 o'clock draw, as the girls will host the ESM Spartans. And then Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, the boys will be back at the stadium to host West Hill. Coming up next week on Monday night at 7 o'clock, the boys will be at home against Central Square. The girls will take the field on Wednesday night at 7 against Fulton. Friday night of next week, it'll be the boys back again at taking on Cortland. Schedule working out that we're doing all lacrosse home games on the stadium. A good mix of girls and boys. Here's Polkovich. Base is loaded, 1 out, and he swings at the first pitch from White. And that's his first strike in about 10 pitches. Gets a call on the knees, and it's 0-2 on Polkovich, the left fielder. Flied out in the first, drew a walk in the second rather, and drew a walk in the third, and he lashes a foul ball down the left field line. Oh and 2, 1 out, bases loaded, and ball low in the dirt. 1-2. Well, the sun was out. It's dipping obviously below the horizon, but the clouds starting to roll back in. Still a good night as it's turning out. And a chop foul down first base. One and 2, 1 out on Polkovich. Bases loaded for the Maroons here in the bottom of the fourth. And White misses low. The ball gets through the legs of Harrington, but he's able to gather it up. And it's 2-2. Here's White, and he winds and deals, and that's low and away. Full count. Polkovich thought that was ball 4. Pitch on its way, and a swing and a miss. And there is a 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Number 11, Ryan Stewart.
Just a second strikeout by an Auburn batter here through the better part of 4 innings, and Ryan Stewart, the leadoff hitter, at the plate with 2 out and the bases loaded. White misses low and away. Almost fell off on the mound. Left-hander toes the rubber, looks in and gets a sign from Harrington. And that's inside, and it's 2-0 on Stewart. And a fly ball to center field. And that'll retire the side. Easy catch for Ferns.
No runs, no hits, no errors. There were 3 runners left on base.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 left by the Maroons, and they strand.
0.
Bases full. But after 4 innings, it is Auburn 8 and ESM no score. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back to Maroons baseball from Falcon Park on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. Well, the Maroons unable to capitalize on 3 consecutive bases on balls and strand 3 runners, but lead 8-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. Coleman heads back out to the mound. 6 strikeouts for Coleman through 4 innings of work. And we mentioned that Ryan Burchard struck out 11 in the Maroons' 6-4 win at ESM on Monday night. So obviously Coach John Tursik's got to be pleased with what he's seen from the mound so far this season. Coach in his 11th season on the bench for Auburn.
At the top of the 5th for the Spartans, third baseman, number 9, Kevin Stewart.
Kevin Stewart will lead things off for the Spartans. Stewart struck out in the second inning. Coleman dusting off the rubber. Not sure they can get dirt on the rubber with a turf mound. And he is set, still working out of the windup, and tries to paint the inside corner, a little too far inside, and it's a ball on Stewart. Blown away for ball 2. Coleman with a 6-pitch, 3 up, 3 down, the 4th inning. 2 ground balls and a strikeout, and he has kept the ball in the infield in any time the ESM's gotten the bat on it. And now he misses high and away, and it's 3-0. Coleman with 2 walks so far, and he misses high, and there's the third. And Stewart trots down to first base, and it'll bring up the left fielder,
number 8,
Nicholas Rosamelia. Coleman taking his time. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Rosamelia. Left-handed batter stands in and has a look as Coleman delivers, and that catches the outside corner for strike 2. So after 4 straight balls to Stewart, 2 strikes now to Rosamelia. Coleman looks over his shoulder at first, and there's a pop in the shallow right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And the play at second skips away from the shortstop Dolan, and so a little can of corn out to right field, and there's a 2 on.
The right fielder, number 12, Jordan Sampson.
ESM, and that is the first hit of the night for the Spartans. Sanson at the plate. 2 on, none out. And low ball 1. We'll see if Coleman gets rattled by that little chip shot out to right field that dropped in behind the second baseman, Ryan Burchard, as pickoff attempt at first base. Irwin well off of the bag and able to get back was Rosamelia. 1-0 on Sanson. And again the pickoff attempt, and diving back is Rosamelia in time. Coleman looks in at McQueenie, gets the sign. comes set. And a slash to third. And Mock will pick it up and tags out the runner. And that was an adventure for Zach Mock. And Sanson reaches on the fielder's choice.
Now batting.
Rosameli advances to second, so 2 on, 1 out now as we go to the top of the order. And James Ferns Jr. Ferns a strikeout in the first and a base on balls in the third. And he'll chop one to third base. Mock goes to second for the force. And Rosameli advances to third.
The second baseman, number 1, Daniel Gilkey.
Ferns at first on the fielder's choice, and Daniel Gilkey up to bat for ESM with 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning. McQueenie steps out in front of the plate and gives the defensive signals. Gilkey in the right-hand box. And he'll pop one up. And that'll find the netting over top of the seats. Two on, 2 out. Top of the 5th, and Auburn on top by a score of 8-0. Coleman losing the no-hitter here on in the inning on the single by Rosamalia. And there's a pop fly and an easy catch by the shortstop. Dolan retires the side.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. After 4.5 innings of play,
And no
score
runs,
Maroons 8,
1 hit, no
Spartans
errors,
0.
2 left on base, and you heard it. After 4.5, it is Auburn 8 and ESM no score. We'll take a 1-minute break, come back with the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to Maroons Baseball on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. Kevin Dolan leads off the bottom of the 5th
21, Kevin Dolan.
for the Maroons after making the 3rd out for ESM in the top of the inning, and looks at a ball out in the outside corner. Dolan reached on a walk in the 1st, singled and scored in the 3rd. He fouls one off. And it is 2-1, I believe. Yep, 2-1. Thank you, Mr. Umpire. Now 3-1 is another wild pitch outside by White. Jacob White coming over from first base in that 3rd inning, and there's a shot up the middle, and Dolan with a single through the gap.
the first baseman,
And that
number
brings up
27.
Jason Irwin, the first baseman. Irwin gets hit by a pitch. And so Dolan trots down to second, and 2 on with none out, and Ryan Burchard coming to the plate.
Ryan Burchard.
His 4th appearance of the night. 1 for 3 with a double in that 3rd inning. And a pitch that stayed inside. White just missing on the inside corner. This time it curves over the plate. 1-1 the count. .63 miles an hour on the scoreboard on that pitch. And a line shot, and that's off the glove of the 3rd baseman into the left field corner. And they're going to send Dolan all the way around the score. And Burchard with his 2nd hit of the night. Irwin winds up at second base. And it is 9-0.
Pitch hitting for the Maroons.
And pitch hitting for pitcher Will Coleman is Josh Herrick. Herrick, the senior, bats left. Two on, 1 out, or none out, pardon me, and 1 run in the bottom of the 5th, and the Maroons up 9-0. And Herrick looks at a ball inside. Second pitch up high, it's 2-0. Ten hits for the Maroons, just 1 for ESM, each team with an error. And a swing and a miss. And it's 2-1 on Herrick. Herrick did not get to the plate, just one of 2 players for the Maroons that did not get a plate appearance. He swings at a fastball from White, and it's 2-2. White has a look out at second base. Here comes the pitch. Inside corner, strike 3 call. So Herrick goes down on strikes. And coming in the pinch hit is Lucas
right
West.
Fielder, number 5, Lucas West.
West has been out in right field and had been designated hitted for by Hansen, so he'll get a plate appearance. And you'll look at ball 1, well outside by White. White from the stretch, swing and a miss. 1-1. And all of a sudden it's starting to get dark with the clouds rolling in. Had some sunshine around that 3rd inning when the Maroons sent 11 men to the plate. White deals, and there's a pop to the shortstop. And that was infield fly. At least, well, it wasn't called by base ump Gary Rowe. But the pop to the shortstop, and
now
2 away.
The catcher,
And
number
Alec
3,
McQueenie, the catcher,
Alec
comes to the
McQueenie.
plate. was one of those tweeners where the umpire make that call, and curveball by White stays up, and he doesn't like that one. Kind of looks back in at home plate umpire Joe Simmons, who's called a pretty tight strike zone here tonight. And White misses low and inside, and it's 2-0. McQueenie singled in the second, reached in on an error and scored in the third, and walked in the fourth inning. He swings at a fastball from White, and it's 2-1. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the fifth with the run in for the Maroons, and they lead 9-0. And McQueenie pop foul down the right field line. And I believe, unless the rules have changed since my umpiring days, if the Maroons put another run on the board, I believe the mercy rule's in effect after 5 innings. Oh, McQueenie rather thought he was going to get a ball, but it was a called strike on the inside corner, so 2 strikeouts in the inning for White. The Maroons put 1 run on the board, and after 5, they lead by a score of 9-0. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back with the 6th inning from Falcon Park on the home opening night for the Auburn Maroons on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com. Matt, my timer didn't start, so I guess I'll just wing it. Josh Herrick on to pitch in relief of William Coleman, who had a sparkling night tonight. 1 hit allowed and 6 strikeouts for Coleman. Herrick, the right-hander, warming up as we go to the top of the 6th inning, and it'll be Carnival leading off for ESM.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Maroons, number 35, Owen Burchard.
Oh, pardon me, it's Owen Burchard. A hard time picking up the silver numbers on these silver maroon uniforms. I thought it was 25. Got to get my gripe in about the fancy uniforms that make it tough for us to spot the numbers, especially as it starts to get darker. So it is Owen Burchard on the pitch. Nine runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Maroons, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error for the Spartans.
Joe Federico.
And a pinch hitter is Joe Federico. Federico, sophomore. Here's Burchard. And First pitch high and wide. Right-hander deals, and a shot to third base. Mock up with it over to first. Irwin scoops that one out of the turf. And there's one away.
Now batting, the catcher, number 20, Bradley Harrington.
Brad Harrington, the catcher. Oh for 2 on the night. Grounded out to first. And in the first, and grounded out to third base, or shortstop rather, in the third inning, or fourth inning, pardon me. And he takes the ball. Two and 0 as Burchard misses outside. Right-hander winds and hits the inside corner for a called strike. Harrington gives his head a bit of a shake. 1-2-1 pitch on the way, misses. Oh, called strike. And Harrington doesn't like that one as he takes a few steps down the left field line. And, you know, as a catcher, again, he comes back in to the box shaking his head. And as a catcher, you wonder why you're not getting those calls from the home plate umpire. And Harrington asks for time. I've kind of been on both sides of that as a player and as an umpire. Burchard winds and fires and misses outside. And it's 3-2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Seventh strikeout of the night for the Maroons pitchers. And Polano, the designated hitters, comes to the plate with 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitching's always a question mark in high school ball, and especially early in the season and on a cold night like tonight. And there's a easy ground ball to second. Scooped up by Ryan Burchard. The toss to first to Irwin, and the Spartans go down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors in the top of the 6th. And we'll head to the bottom of the inning with the Maroons on top, 9-0. You're listening to Auburn Maroons Baseball on WAUB and FingerLakesDailyNews.com. 1 minute, Matt, and thank you for the text. Yeah, I knew that was what that was from back in my days. New pitcher for East Syracuse Manoa, Carter Stewart. Right-handed senior. As we go to the bottom of the 6th with the Maroons on top by a score of 9-0.
Your attention,
Completely
please.
new battery.
Now
Looks like
pitching for
the
the Spartans,
catcher.
number 15, Carter Stewart.
It's Kevin Stewart. Stewart comes in from third base.
Entering the game defensively at first base, Zach Seaburn.
Zach Seaburn in at first base. And Jacob White moves over to third. And Zach Mock, the Auburn third baseman, will lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth.
Leading off the bottom of the sixth for the Maroons.
Mock 2 for 3,
Third
a pair of
baseman, number
singles.
7, Zach Mock.
And a base on balls, a run scored, a couple of RBI in that third inning. And the Maroons scored 7. And the first pitch is fouled down the right field line by Mock. Stewart looks in. Now he's set. He's working out of the stretch. And that one low and away. One and one. And Stewart with the curveball, and that stays inside. And it is a 2-1 on Mock. Curveball inside again. Mock had to dance out of the way of that one. It's 3-1. Stewart looks in, nods as he gets the sign. Here comes the pitch and catches the outside corner. And Mock with a full count. And Stewart misses inside. And Mock draws his second walk of the night to go with 2 hits. And that brings up
Now batting, the left fielder.
left
number
fielder
9,
Jacob Riley.
Jacob Riley.
Riley coming on for Polkovich. Riley went 0 for 1 on Monday night and looks at a called strike. Stewart looks over, swing and a miss for strike 2. Carter Stewart, the third pitcher for ESM, working here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And up 0-2. And there's a called strike on the outside corner, and Riley goes down looking.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Maroons.
Pinch
Number
hitting
4,
is
Aiden Diego.
Aiden Diego. Diego, the junior, and he'll look at a called strike. Runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that pitch well outside. Good save by Harrington, or pardon me, Harrington's been replaced by Kevin Stewart behind the plate. 1-1 on Diego. And changeup stays out of the strike zone, so it's 2-1. Blowing away, and it's 3-1. Stewart misses outside, and 4 straight balls, and Diego draws the base on balls.
The shortstop.
Shortstop Kevin Dolan
Kevin Dolan.
steps up, his 5th plate appearance of the night. Two for 4, 2 runs scored. And 2 on right now as he looks at a called strike on the outside corner. Two on, 1 out. The Maroons can push a run across. That'll be the ball game. Blowing inside, and it's 1-1. Just one the hit allowed by the Auburn pitchers. Up high, and it's 2-1 on Dolan. Pitch on its way, and that catches the outside corner. Evens the count at 2-2. Carter Stewart on the mound, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Spartans. And there's a chip shot out in the right field, and that's going to drop in, and that's going to get by everybody and head to the wall. And now the Maroons sending a man to the plate and hustling in. Adventures in base running, but Diego able to score from first. And 2 runs in.
The first baseman, number 27, Jason Irwin.
And Dolan winds up on third as the ball skipped past the right fielder Sanson and went all the way to the wall. Jason Irwin fouls off the first pitch. Outside, 1-1. 11-0, 11 runs on 11 hits for the Maroons. And Stewart misses low and inside, and it's 2-1. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. That's going to bring in a run as Dolan crosses the plate.
The second baseman, number 20, Ryan Berger.
Ryan Burchard to the plate as the Maroons extend their lead. And my recollection of the mercy rule is that any time after the 5th inning, when you're up by more than 10, that's it. But here we are, 12-0 the score, as Burchard couldn't check his swing and gets a strike. Ball in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Burchard waggling the bat, And a curveball catches the outside corner. Nice pitch by Carter Stewart, makes it 1-2. One out here in the sixth inning. Base is empty and a ball low and inside. 2-2 on Burchard. Here comes the pitch. And a high pop fly down the first baseline. And a little bit of an adventure for Zach Seaburn, but he makes the third out.
There are no errors and no one left on base.
So 2 runs for the Maroons.
To the score 12-0 in favor of the Maroons.
And Auburn up 12-0. And looks like we'll go to the top of the 7th. So we'll step aside for 1 minute, be back to Falcon Park and Auburn Maroons baseball on WAUB and Finger Lakes DailyNews.com.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Maroons, number 32, Cooper Polkovich.
Cooper Polkovich comes back in for Auburn to pitch the top of the 7th inning.
Moving to shortstop.
He started the game in the left field for the Maroons. 12-0 Auburn on top. Just one hit for the Spartans. Good night for William Coleman
on
the mound.
For the Spartans.
6 strikeouts
14,
for Coleman.
Zach Seaburn.
And Owen Burchard coming on in relief. First baseman Zach Seaburn up for his first at-bat for ESM to lead off the 7th. Volkovich, left-hander, fires a fastball and a swing and a miss. And there's a foul ball down the right field line. 0-2 on Seaburn. Polkovich winds, deals, and misses low and away. Left-hander working out of the windup. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 call. Another strikeout rung up by the Auburn pitchers.
Pitch hitting for the Spartans, number 5, Owen Rosamilia.
Owen Rosamilia will pinch hit. Junior was 0 for 1 on Monday night in the 6-4 Auburn victory. And he'll look at a ball on the first pitch. Cooper Polkovich with a swinging strike, 1-1. swing and another miss. 1-2 on Rosamelia. 75-mile-an-hour fastball. And another swing and 2 away. And another strikeout for the Maroons.
Pitch hitting for the Spartans, number 6, Garrett Hockey.
8 strikeouts on the night for Auburn as Garrett Hockey steps in to pinch hit. Hockey, rather. How could I miss that name? Hockey, the senior. And he looks at a strike on the outside corner. I was told by Ed Linsky not to make a hockey reference. Well, I have to because hockey is now 0-2. And the Maroons a strike away from wrapping this one up. Here's Polkovich looking in. And the southpaw fires a fastball and a swing and a miss. And there is your ball game. And a great performance on the opening night at home for the Auburn Maroons as they go to 2-0 on the season with a 12-0 shutout over ESM. Want to let you know, folks, starting next Monday, and we're going to have boys lacrosse Monday night at 7 o'clock against Central Square at Holland Stadium. And WAUB is changing their location on the FM dial, moving from 98.1 to 96.3. And we'll have some information about that on the morning show with Ted Baker and Greg Cotterill. And still at 1490 AM, and that begins on Monday. So we'll make sure that you know, if you want to listen to boys lacrosse against Central Square Monday night, that it'll be on 96.3, the new frequency on the FM band for WAUB, and still on 1490 AM on the AM dial. So the Maroons go to 2-0. And again, a reminder, tomorrow night we'll have girls lacrosse action as they will take on the AECSD Manoa, 7 o'clock. Draw at Holland Stadium, and then Saturday afternoon at 3, the boys will be back after a road trip to ESM tomorrow night, and they will host West Hill at Holland Stadium beginning at 3 o'clock, and we'll have all the action for you on WAUB and FingerLakesDailyNews.com. Our player of the game tonight, starting pitcher William Coleman. 6 strikeouts for Coleman on the night as the Maroons struck out a total of 10. And they win it with 12 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. The Spartans, no runs, 1 hit and 1 error. And the Maroons with an impressive 12-0 win here tonight against ESM. Want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you Auburn Maroons athletics in this truncated athletics season or seasons. We thank I want to thank Matt Meckley for engineering the broadcast at the Mothership in Geneva tonight. And we thank you, the fans, because as you know, you are the reason we do what we do. So that's going to wrap things up from Falcon Park. And again, the final score, Auburn 12, East Syracuse Manoa, no score. For all of us at the Finger Lakes Radio Group, I'm Steve Penstone. Thanks for listening. Until tomorrow night, so long from Falcon Park.